So here we go then, we're back on Matilda, the almost 500,000 kilometre Mercedes, and in this video I prepare for the inspection and take it there. The canopy actually collapsed onto it, so I don't know if it was a sign of things to come, or maybe it's the red block gods punishing me for this purchase. I'm not really sure. So some of you will remember the loud exhaust on this car. Now, because it had been welded before, I actually had to, for the first time ever since starting the channel, I actually had to take the car to someone, to a garage, to repair it for me. I've never had to do that before, and it didn't go well. So I thought that it needed welding because it had been welded before, but he actually managed to do it with clamps, so that was quite embarrassing. Actually, the job that he did was terrible, and it still blew. It lasted a little bit of time. As soon as the paste wore off, noisy again. So we had to take it back. Still blows though. Even the weld didn't work. So yeah, €150. Yeah, driving back from the hospital, first trip, really super stressed, really super tired, of course. Crazy journey. We know what those drives are like. Those of you that have had kids, that first trip back from the hospital, first time on the road. And at that point, the rear window decided it was down and I wanted to put it up. It was fully open, hit the button, it wouldn't go up. And I heard a crunch, crack, bang, plastic gears or whatever it is in the rear window regulators had disintegrated and the window wouldn't go up anymore. So it's just completely, it's just had it. Yeah, we can go all the way up. I can just wedge that somehow for now. There. Like, it's a good job I've got a patient partner, isn't it? A patient fiance that doesn't mind old shit boxes and actually finds it kind of cool and charming, because I mean, not a lot of women would put up with this. And I also had to quickly chuck a new tie rod onto the car. I don't know if it's testable here, but it was loose, there was play there, and it was affecting the handling, of course, and tyre wear and things like that. So yeah, chuck that on, nice and straightforward. I actually measured up the distance of the tie rod nut and counted the threads as well, just to get it ballpark in the right area, obviously before we get it actually properly aligned, but at least that kept things straight enough. New one on, nice and straightforward. So in a recent video on this car, you guys actually, most of you commented on the headlights. I was really surprised actually. Almost everyone commented on the headlights and was like, can you polish them? Can you do something about them? Is it going to be a problem for the inspection? Is it going to be a problem for the tooth? It's really bugging me and my OCD. Please do those headlights. So yeah, I can't disappoint you all, can I? So this isn't something that we normally get to do on the old Volvos, because of course they've got glass lenses, so these being plastic, they are pretty tired. They've definitely seen better days. We'll see if we can polish them, we'll see if we can save them instead of just replace them. So let's start with masking off then. Not that it really matters if we go over onto the paint because it looks terrible anyway, but they have to be circular as well. Why couldn't they be square? Didn't really need to do it because the paint doesn't matter on this, but did it anyway. Got to at least make the effort, haven't you? So yeah, we'll get the sandpaper out now and see if we can make any differences. There we go then. Hopefully we don't make things worse. So I don't actually have any 1500, so I'm going to go with 1200 and then just jump straight to 2000 because they're the only two that I've got. So I've got finer grit as well, but maybe we don't need to go more than 2000. Okay, let's give this stuff a go now then. The Menzana heavy cut. Big fan of this stuff. Works a treat. Definitely an improvement. Compared to that one, well, to make it a fairer test, compared to that one, well, I don't really need to show you that. I can show you the before picture. I can't see the before picture on that side, but so this one I started with 800 grit, 1012, didn't have the 15, so went to 2, then 3, then hit it with the Menzana. Yeah, she's shining like a diamond now compared to this one. It's amazing how yellow they are as well, and like off colour, not just faded, but it's like a yellow colour. It's almost the same colour as the masking tape, whereas these ones, they're far from perfect, but I'm going to call it good enough. To be honest, I could probably go again and again and keep making them a little bit better each time, but I'm questioning how good they'll get anyway because of the age and some crap probably on the insides and all that. So yeah, I mean, they're going to want replacing at some stage, aren't they? But for now, just to get her on the road, get her through the test, and there's no way that's going to be a problem for the inspection. So it failed. Of course it failed. So I've got it here. I did get the actual printout, but it's in German, so I'm sure most of you can't speak German. I think only about 5% of you speak German, well, are in Germany, never mind the German speakers. Anyway, front brakes are binding. They are a bit sticky, I suppose. Parking brake travel too large, and it's not efficient enough. I think it's 11% efficiency in it. I know in the UK, at least it used to be 15%, so it's not a million miles away, but just wants a little bit of love. Hopefully anyway, not shoes or any of that other malarkey. Front brake discs are worn. Left windscreen wiper blade, even though there's only one wiper blade, which is interesting. This funky all-in-one stalk thing on the Mercedes. What is it, push? Yeah, it's a bit aggressive. What's wrong with that? The headlights are faded. I already polished them. I'm probably going to show that in this video, but they're still not good enough. The aim is too low on the right headlamp. The rear brake light, I think from the translation, I think it's the centre one that's probably not working, but we'll check that. And the front prop disc is damaged. Cost me €141 for the privilege. Only took me about half an hour. I've put this here because the brake disc, the dust plates, the backing discs, the backing plates, they failed once before on the 210 Zafira that I had. They were falling apart. Some of you long-term watchers might remember that. Long-term watcher, that sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? Anyway, on this car they're falling apart and they didn't fail, so that's categorized as excessively damaged / missing. Wait a minute, how can this be like an absolute fail to one guy, but to another guy it's not even testable? It doesn't even make sense. But there doesn't seem to be so much black and white here. There seems to be a lot of grey area, and they can decide. It's up to them what they think and the decision they make. So yeah, which is why we fail on so many just random things all the time. And I keep taking cars, I keep preparing them as best I can, thinking this should definitely go through, and I always end up with a list. I should just leave them alone and just not do anything, because no matter how much I do, they always find, 6 or 7 or 10 items to fail it on, and it's always crazy stuff. But the thing is, if I don't prepare the cars for the test and I just take them straight there whilst they're still falling apart, then they get absolutely crazy, and then they will give you they will find everything they can fail on that car, and they'll want to take it off the road, because it's kind of like almost a principle thing at that point. Like, they think it's not being taken care of, it's not being looked after, you're not seeing the issues, you're not on top of it. So they'll just basically give you like 3-4 pages of failure items, and they'll just absolutely write the car off. So you have to take it prepared, fixed, ready to be inspected. Yeah, anyway, so there we go. That's it anyway. Annoying stuff. Let's check over these items. Let's make our way through it quickly, knock these jobs out, see what we need, get the parts ordered, get it sorted, and hopefully get it through.